work of everyone at Aifeex Nexus Acquisition Corporation and the whole entire team's spirit and passion to lead and innovate. Your people and your culture reflect the virtues of global entrepreneurism. And NASDAQ is honored to share today's bell ceremony with you. We look forward to a very successful partnership, Bill. And now please join me in welcoming Bill for further remarks. Bill?
So that is the head of acquisition, right, at NASDAQ. He invited the CEO of a company called Aifeex Nexus Acquisition Corporation, right? Initially, we thought there was a merger that was going on, but both companies came to say no. But we do know that there is a relationship, and we are going to see that relationship fold out when the CEO of the company, Aifeex Nexus, which is different from the company we're about to talk about, invites on important shareholders, family and friends, board members, and investors who are a part of this company's success. They weren't able to list in NASDAQ, and all of a sudden, we saw them change their name to Aifex Nexus. They were a different name, and then they were able to get listed on NASDAQ. So that was a big thing. We don't know exactly what the relationship is, but we can see right here, you're going to see this gentleman laughing, smiling, having conversations with them, holding the shoulder of the CEO. And also right next to him is Mr. Ford Cooper. So these are people that got invited downtown Manhattan into the NASDAQ office building. So that gives us a lot of clarity as to what is these guys are capable of, right? And their willingness to expose themselves and be out there on the road to make sure that whatever they are working on, they are building it as we go. So get excited, right? And that was not it, right? They travel around the world. They also do events, global events, different countries every single month. Just watch out for your country. They might be coming soon, right? They've been in Hong Kong, Japan, everywhere. So they got events coming. I think the next one it will be in they're doing Malaysia this July instead of Seoul. And then they have India, Philippines, Dubai, Brazil, Nigeria, all of that coming up. Now, another thing, we're gonna get to the money part, guys. I just want to really just go through this, right? Um, Another thing that excited me is we have a company that is not shy to be public, right? So they've gone ahead and they've paid for ads. They spent about $35 million, and this is coming from their own statements, right? Your white paper and everything. $35 million to secure contracts, 1 year contracts in about 20 plus, 30 plus international airports globally, not local airports where you can have a deal because your friend owns it. International airports, right? So they're in South Korea, they're in Korea, they're in Japan, they're in Thailand, Taiwan, they're in mainland China, right? Advertising this technology app because it's a technology that they have created. It's not just the ROI is one service, right? We'll look at it, right? They are in Dubai International Airport. They're in India, three airports in India. Folks, these guys are in Brazil, just name it. All you have to do is call any of your friends and say, please go down to the international airport, and they can wait for at just 20 minutes. Tell them just sit down for 20 minutes. And we have many people in our team and in other businesses who traveled, and some of them text me and say, Kojo, is that not the company you've been telling me about? I said, yes. They said, wow, this ad has been running since I got to the airport, right? So international airports around the world, they have 1 year contracts. Some of these contracts just got signed last month and 2 months ago for 1 year, right? So it more confidence, right? This is just to build up your confidence to what this company we're going to discuss is able to offer and do for us, right? So now they have four products. Currently is only two live, right? They have their AI assistants and their chat GPT version of their chatbot. You can talk to it voice command or text, and it would perform any task just like your chat GPT performs, right? Then they also have their AI, risk investment model, which is they started with their fund managers, which we're going to talk about, where you can earn as much as 0.9% a day, 27% a month, hands-free, passive income in this opportunity, right? And they have the AI that converts text to film, right? That's coming soon. So very soon you can use the assistant to write a movie, and then you can put it in here and it would turn the entire script into an actual film. So that's I believe that should be coming in the next 2, 3, 4 months. Who knows, right? So yeah, so we talked about your computing system. We talked about their AI trading. So they build their own set of algorithms. And how this works is that the fund will trade for the entire community, company, and everything, right? So the fund managers, each fund is trading for all of us. Now, investors, us, we only get 45% of whatever the AI generates in profit. So if the AI makes $1 million today, investors only get 450,000, 45%. 500,000, 50% will go towards VIP rewards. This is the compensation plan or the incentive program, if you want to call it. 5% management fee, okay? How do you make money? That's the most important part. How does an individual get started and make money? Now, you have to stake your crypto, right? It's either 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, or 1 year. The minute your contract ends, you do not have to even request it. Your funds automatically, your capital gets sent back to your wallet with no fees. You will receive profits on a daily basis and you can withdraw every single dollar that you receive as many times as you get it, whatever it is, you can withdraw. There's no, restriction, one a day, none of that stuff, right? Withdrawals are nearly instant, if not instant, here because you're on chain. USDT is in seconds, Bitcoin, all with the network and the miners who are mining the gas fees, right? So this has been very, very good. I've been in since December 7th. I would tell you one thing, this is very profitable. I have a couple in my team. They are currently doing about $7,000 to $8,000 a day. They're based out of Houston. They're only 3 months in, and they're already making about $8,000 a day, right? They've already withdrawn over $300,000 in the last 3.5 months, right? So this is very lucrative, but you just have to understand how the system works. Pretty simple. You stake your crypto, and we'll talk about the kind of cryptos you can stake. But the minimum for USDT is $100. So anyone with $100 can get started, right, or more. Once you stake, if you choose the weekly contract, right, the fund will generate 1% a day. The monthly contract will generate 1.3% a day. The quarterly contract will generate 1.6% a day, and the annual contract will generate 2% a day. There's a new announcement, and we're going to wait for a corporate Zoom tomorrow to really understand it. There's a new fund that is being released, and all I believe new members are going to be able to take massive advantage of this. Is a new fund is only going to be a 10-day fund that does 3% a day, right? That just got announced today, so get excited. So how it works is that even though the AI makes these percentages, investors only receive 45% of it. So if you choose a weekly contract, technically you would actually earn 0.45% a day. Okay? 0.45% a day, right? If you choose the monthly fund, you would earn 0.59% a day, right? So this adds up to the 0.59% a day is about 17.7% a month, right? It's about 17.7% a month. If you choose the quarterly, which is the 90-day contract, 0.72% a day, this is about 21% a month, right? So these numbers are not bad, folks, right? A lot of wealth can be made here, and you would be surprised the kind of cryptocurrencies you can invest and the kind of cryptocurrencies you can earn. We'll talk about that soon. The annual contract you stake for 1 year, this is the creme de la creme. 98% of my entire community, about 8,000 accounts in our team, is all on this 1 year contract. Why? Because it makes more sense to most people because you make 0.9% a day and 27% a month. It only takes you 110 days to make back your investment. And as we know from all the great minds in investing, personally, I'm not a financial advisor. I would never give you financial advice. My job here is just to share what's been working for me, to share the facts about this company. But I would tell you that the greats always tell us that any investment you go into, your main goal is to get your return as soon as possible so you are risk free. And that is why most people choose the 1 year contract, right? So if you had $1,000, that would be $9 a day, right? If you and that's $270 a month. If you have $3,000, that would be $27 a day. And for example, if you had $10,000, then you would earn $90 a day. So that's going to be $2,700 a month, right? Now, you can withdraw your profits any day. Your capital just comes right to your wallet. Withdrawals are instant. There's a 5% fee on all profits made, whether it's from the team VIP rewards or it's from the daily ROI. Each time you withdraw, there's a 5% fee. So, for example, if you withdrew at $10, you would get $9.50, right? 50 cents would be the fee, right? Okay, so let me clear this. So, guys, this is literally the compensation as far as the investors. So, we just want to move straight to the next exciting part, which is the VIP rewards. Now, this compensation plan is very simple, it's very direct, and it's very lucrative. A lot of people have skipped this because they don't see where's the Rolex, where's the car that gets given to you, is there a house at the end of this, right? And so people don't really see beyond this, but when I break this down to you, you understand why a couple in 3 months is already making over $8,000 a day and already withdrew at 300,000, right? So how this works is that anyone who shares, if you can invest at least $100 yourself, right? And you can share your link. Let me see if I can. Yes. And you can share your link with someone who also invests at least $100. You can now qualify for VIP one, right? VIP one is when you have $3,000 in sales. Just that, folks. This is literally just one person. This is yourself, right? And we'll show you how to use your own money to rank up because there's no KYC here, right? You download the app from, you get a link from somebody who refers you. You would download this application, then you would deposit your crypto, then you would go into the fund manager to stake invest, right? Now, that's all it is. There's no KYC, username and password. That's about it. So people are literally ranking up like water in our team, right? So if you have 3,000 in sales, you become a VIP one. Now, what's the benefit? A VIP one receives 20% of all the daily profits that comes from the investments on your team. So in this case, if it's $27 a day, you are going to receive 20% of that $27 every day, about $5.40. Now, what if your team makes $100 a day, right? So if they're making $100 a day, then now you're up, you're making $20 every day. Okay, so that's how that works. The team makes 1,000 a day, then congratulations, that's $200 a day. VIP two, next rank, simply $10,000 in volume, right? And then you're required to have two VIP one users, right? This is two people, two teams. It could be directs, indirects. It doesn't matter as long as it's two separate teams who rank up alongside you. You would always advance to the next rank, right? So duplication is something that works over here, and it's pretty simple. These percentages they pay to infinity. There's no levels and how many levels. 20 levels, 50 levels, 100 levels. Everyone you will get paid off the entire volume, right? So if this 10,000 makes $90 a day, right? You would receive 30% of that profit every day. But guess what? If someone is a VIP one on your team, you would only get the difference, right? 30 minus 20. Now, if you have someone on your team who has no rank, right? So you have in this scenario, this is you, right? You have two, three teams, right? We'll call this person a VIP one, and then we'll call this another VIP one, and then we'll call this the investor, right? Investor, right? No rank. So what this means is that as a VIP two, so you're a VIP two, you're gonna get whatever this VIP one's team makes. Let's say they make $100 a day. you're going to get 30 minus 20 of that because this guy already gets 20, right? So you get 30 minus 20, 10%. Right, you get 10% of what his entire team makes every single day. If they make 1,000 a day, hey, guess what? $100 a day goes to you. Same thing with this other VIP one. Now, any investor who's on any other leg or anyone who hasn't yet ranked up, whatever they make every day, you get the full 30%. So if this entire section here makes $1,000 a day, you would get $300 every day just from here before whatever you're getting from these guys, right? So VIP 3. So you guys are going to quickly understand how we have a couple already doing 8,000, how we have one of the top earners already doing close to 100 and something thousand a day. This guy's in Korea and he's been getting paid this money since. It's not like this is just happening. Everything here is sustainable. I'll show you how that works. It's all in the numbers, and we'll see real proof of trades for the first time. A company that is willing to be transparent enough to open up their Binance trading accounts every day to show the entire community proof of trades, right? We'll look at that. So at the VIP 3, you have 30,000 in sales, two VIP 2 users. Now you have 40%, right? So just 30,000 in volume. I have many people on my team who bought their way to VIP 3. They created their own account, structured it, put the funds in, probably take about VIP 2 is about five accounts. VIP 3, I believe, is about 12 accounts, right? That you have to create for yourself. And that's it. Put your funds in different amounts. Now you're there, VIP 3. Now you decide to go wide. You bring on the investors 50,000, 100,000, 10,000, 20,000. You will get 40% of every dollar that's being made. But if it's within the ranking structure, you would only get the difference between your VIP 3 and VIP 2 or your VIP 3 and your VIP 1. Guys, this is the money game. I mean, the money shot. That's what I mean. It's the money shot, right? So VIP 4, you have 100,000 in volume, two VIP 3 users, and how this works is at this point now you had 50%. But remember, if someone is a VIP 3, that's how you got to VIP 2, you only get 10%. Right? So when you add all these numbers going down, we'll do the math real quick. You begin to see that this company pays a 100% check match on all profits made. That is the cap. So if they made $450,000 in ROI for the community, right? So remember, we'll go back to that chart where if they made $1 million, 45% goes to investors. All the ROI is just 45%. So let's call that 450,000. That means that in order for this compensation plan to not be based on Ponzi-nomics, right? People's money, they would need to put aside an extra 450,000 just to match the ROI. Now, I'll go back to that page, but when we were on that page, it was a 45 for investors, 50% for VIP. They make sure there's an extra gap because there's little incentive that they give out. And then 5% was the management fee. So that is how we know the numbers, the math adds up over here. And this is a company that is showing you the math, not, we'll pay you this, we'll pay you that, but you don't even know the math behind how they actually pay us funds, right? So here we know. VIP 5, you have 300,000 in volume, right? So congratulations to David, your entire team. You guys are definitely going there in the next, what, is it 1 or 2 months? You could let me know. I believe 1 month will be definitely your target. But yeah, you start to collect 60%. So with the same structure you started, move from VIP 2 to VIP 5, right? Now you have VIP 4s here. Let's just do it like that, right? The same structure that kept on growing. You are now at 60% on these guys who's still here. Folks, if they're making $1,000 a day, you don't even have to add anyone else. Just imagine you had a set volume that made $1,000 a day. We'll call it 100K wide. And you now keep ranking up. Now you at 600 a day from just that group. Not even the structure, just that group. Then maybe you make a couple hundred here and you add it to it. So you can see how this can go, right? A lot of money is being made. VIP 6, you have 1 million in sales, right? Two VIP 5 users, you're at 70%. VIP 9, creme de la creme, you are at 100% check match. I'm currently VIP 6. I just have one VIP 6 under me now. I should be VIP 7, God willing, maybe before what? Maybe in like 2 weeks, right? Hopefully before the end of the month. But I'm definitely aiming for 1 to 2 weeks if possible, maybe 2 weeks. So, guys, this is how lucrative this is. There's something called a reward limit. Now, real quick, all that you're saying is that with your capital, there is no cap. You will always earn till the end of your contract, period. Nothing changes. But for the VIP rewards, they want to know how much did you invest? Because if you only invested a certain amount, well, there's a limit, right? They are going to check match your VIP limit to whatever you deposited. So if I have $1,000 in my own trading and I'm a VIP two, it means that once I make $2,000, I would have to add something, at least the minimum of 100, so I can earn another 2x on that new deposit until I get to VIP 3, where now it's at 3x. So I don't have to worry till I hit a 3x limit. And hopefully by then I wouldn't have hit it. I would be VIP 4. But even if I do, I just have to put something in my capital, right? So your entire team of leaders doing this, even if no new members keep coming in, guarantees that your volume will always grow. Guarantees that you, the leader, your builder, your volume will always grow and your percentage will always increase in the types of profits you receive because the volume grows, the ROI grows. If the ROI grows, your check match grows, right? So it's a system that actually helps everyone. But sometimes, a lot of times, leaders will get into a project and not really put in a lot of money. And so maybe somebody in the team leaves and you lose your rank, you're not really making money. But if you build yourself this way, next thing you realize, currently I have like right now, I believe I have over between 50 to 60,000 invested inside of Aifex. All because I've also been increasing my capital. And guess what? When the contract ends, all that money comes back to me, right? So it's I don't know how to put it, but this is amazing, right? Now that we are done with this part, I want to talk about promotions. I want to talk about incentives, right? I know we're missing the Benz and the watch, but what this company is doing is beyond that, right? They have performance-based incentives for anyone that decides to share, right? So not only are you winning in the compensation plan, there's other things that's there. So they're launching a token soon. They are only doing airdrops, no pre-sale, none of that non-compliant stuff. Only airdrops because they want to stay compliant, right? Now, how do you participate in that? There's different ways, right? We'll get to it, but I want to talk about the incentives for leaders, right? So as a new person who's joining, the minute you hit VIP one, 3,000 in sales, you activate this $500 bonus, right? Once again, you activate a $500 bonus. How do you get this bonus? If you start your own small event, whether at a hotel, a restaurant, in the backyard, a classroom, you just have to print some of your banners to show it's for Aifex, record a video of the people that attend, say the slogan for Aifex, submit all of it in the app. Everything is done on the app, right? Submit it in the app. All they want you to do is within 3 days produce $5,000 in sales. 3 days, folks. 3 days. Now you're starting to build. It's only 3,000 in volume. That's nothing because you got everybody else coming right after that, right? So immediately you know you're almost guaranteed this free $500. So, and this is not just for, top leaders. This is open to every single member. Imagine you're expanding teams in Africa, Caribbean, South America, right? Quote unquote, where they like to say third world, or second world countries, where people are ready to go and do events and it's not expensive to just get a place and set up an event. This is good money that all your leaders will be excited about, right? The next thing is the banquet. So hit a rank of VIP 4 and above. you can start to do dinners and lunch parties, and the company will cover everything, right? They'll give you $300 a table. $300 a table. So the minute you're a VIP four, you are eligible for $1,500 because you can do five tables. And then once you do that, the minute you produce sales, they just give you 1,000 extra limit. So you can just go use it again for another dinner, 1,000, right? So, but once you get to VIP five, now you open up 10 tables. So you can go ahead again, do 10 tables, $300 a table. That's $3,000 right there. Now imagine you find a way to have a buffet for your team. Maybe you're in India, maybe you're in South America, and it only costs $2 a plate, right? I remember a few years ago, I lived in New York in the Bronx, and there were $3 plates. You know, the Spanish people had $3 plates. So just imagine we put well, 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, that's nothing, right? And then we'll collect this $300 every table, right? So that's very, very interesting. So you just have to do first, the thing is you have to do it and submit it, right? So you set it up yourself. If you have to take the cost on teams, we always do that. We take the cost on, we submit in the app, we get the reimbursements, which is very, very good. Next thing is the studio, right? So a lot of people have the opportunity to open up studios, their own office, training centers for this company, right? Now, how that works is you have to show that you have a lease, right? You have to show that you have worked a deal either to prepay or post pay, whatever it is. Just let them know you have that. Submit it in the app. You brand the office, print some stuff, Aifeex, display it. There's requirements you just got to read in the app. They give you all the images that you have to print. And once you do a video showing them the office, you are eligible to claim $7,500. So imagine you have 10 leaders on your team that claim this. That means your team alone has benefited 75,000 in free leadership incentives. And we, as leaders, we join companies and we are looking for incentives. How can you help support us? And it might not even be a lot, but you have to use that to cover all the expenses of your team. But now you don't have to do that. Everyone is collecting 7,500 if they want to open up a studio office. I have one, right? I have one in a different country because it was cheaper to get it, and I still submitted it and I received my cash, right? So guys, this company is the real deal. They will reward you. It's only incentive based. If you released a video, training video every day for 10 minutes every day throughout the week, they'll probably put you on a monthly salary, 2,500 as well, right? So it's a lot of good incentives. Now the next incentive we have is daily volume. They've moved this from 10,000 to 20,000. So every day, those who put the most sales in the company, top 10, you split that, right? Um, and then they have another promotion, right? Guys, it's promotion and bonuses and giveaways upon giveaways, right? And incentives upon incentives. So if you also complete these tasks where you come in and you move from VIP 1 to VIP 4 in 15 days, right? So David, this for you, right? You move from VIP 1 to VIP 4 in 15 days, you can collect 100 AFX tokens. That is their token that they are launching by the end of the year. It's live now in the app. You can sell it, right? You can sell it. This is live. It's up 40% in less than a month. Okay, it's around $14 today. So this would be $1,400 instant bonus. It just goes right in your wallet because you went from VIP 1 to 4. Remember, you're still getting paid from the compensation plan. You're still gonna get that dinner credit now that you're VIP 4, $300 a table. You still got the $500 when you went from VIP 1 and did a little event and other incentives, and you can still collect this $1,500, right? And if you do from 2 to 5, so all of this is in the app. We show you where to find it, guys. This is incredible, right? So this is the end of the presentation, quote unquote. And I want to highlight something important inside the app, right? It's always nice to have paper presentations, have a great white paper, but if you can show able to um literally see what's going on in this app, you understand what this company is doing. So, Anthony, I see you're on. Excellent. Right. So, everyone that came in, just want to say welcome once again. Just we are having a great time learning about this company and all the different things you're doing. I'm gonna join in on my phone, uh, real briefly, and then show you guys. Give me 1 second. Where's the link? Okay. Oh, new update. Hmm. Update now. Wow. Let me let me stop sharing and do this update. Sorry. Let me just quickly try to get this update done. Go to this update. Okay.
Your eyelids. Your funds are right there in your wallet instantly.
You're right there, folks. Oh, yeah, you know what's crazy? I just talked about this flexible fund that does 3% a day. They just put it in the app. So I think that's part of the update. So they have a new fund where now, and we will have to get the full understanding, but I believe new users are going to be able to access it, and people who are actively sharing will be able to access it. So new people joining your team directly to you would open it up for you. 10-day 10-day contracts, 3% a day. This is how we make the big money, folks. But everything else here is great. And this is what I like, right? Simple, user friendly. We talked about AI, right? How many times have we seen white papers and companies say, we got AI, we do this, we do that, we will do this, and we will do that, but you cannot see a single thing. No product, no service. Guys, this is a free service, right? This one, for example, is a programming AI assistant. If you want to write code, if you want to fix code, you would talk to this AI, either voice, picture, like just like ChatGPT, you load an image, you say, do this, do that, it would do it, right? So let's do something real quick. Help me create a code for a mango tree for let me see for a real mango tree. Let me see, man. I try to make it hard every day because it would do anything you ask the most basic form. It will say it unless you want to continue to build upon it. And you guys will see in a second. But okay, that has leaves fallen to the ground every 5 minutes by helping me with the code. Right? Just trying to see how I can talk to AI. Right? So let's give it, give it a second, a minute, whatever it takes, and let's see if this AI is able to do what it does, right? And if this was a Chat GPT, it will say powered by Chat GPT. Okay, guys, because you know that you can use your API, right? So create a simulation of a mango tree with leaves falling every 5 seconds. They're gonna use Python. So it can use almost any programming language, right? It's done HTML and all these Java and all of that. Today's using Python. You can see mango tree leaves. This is the entire code, right? For just something very basic. It tells you how basic it is. This is what it is, right? So that's it. But you can build upon it. You can take images of a mango tree and tell it to update it into the thing, and now you have a real tree. You can build it slowly if you know how to at least program a little bit or have the patience to build it up. So guys, this is it. You copy this, you put it in a server, it will show you exactly what you asked for it. And they have many assistants, right? Doing all kinds of things. So once again, the company has proven to us they actually built an AI. Right now, let's look at the trading. So we'll click on one of these. This is the annual contract, 2% a day. It's different ones, right? Remember, we only get 45% of this, so we actually get paid 0.9% a day on the annual contract. Now, when you go to holdings, this company goes above and beyond. They tell you every currency they are trading. They say, look, we got 1.5% in YGG, right? Oh, updated. You see? Just gotta refresh it. You see, the AI has made some moves, right? Because this, I think we entered a new day. So this is new trades that are now coming in, right? So 11%, right? On ETH, 4% on WIF. AI is making moves, folks. It's making moves, right? So what do? We click. Let me go back here and come back here. We're gonna click on one of it, okay? Let's click on Ethereum. So what excites me is they're showing you profits and losses, not just profits. You know, you go to companies and say, "Oh yeah, get the signal or make the trade, and we never lose." Nope, not here. They will lose, they will win, but they do not lose our money. That's what's important, right? Because you can make $400 in a trade and lose 250. That means you walk away with $150. So you're still in profit, right? And that's how the AI is able to trade. It's 92% accurate from when they started. It's machine learning. It's an algorithm built on a real AI computing system. It has learned enough and now it's at 95%. That was what the new announcement was. And that's why they were able to create a new thing for people who want 3% a day, but it's very short contracts, right? So here we see profits and losses, and we see every exchange that they are trading on, right? And still, we've been in many things throughout the years. You can still say this can be manipulated. This is data from the app, right? We know that it could be, but what if it wasn't? And I'll show you what makes us confident that everything is real, right? So we go to current holdings. I'm going to change it from ETH to all currencies. Now, current holdings is where you see live trades, trades that are still ongoing, trades that have not been closed, trades that you could track if you were in the trade the minute you saw it and you jumped in with them with the same leverage. You would have the same profit experience. And we've had people who have done that. And now we're going to show you even something more, right? So when you refresh it, the price change. So this is a live trace, right? Now let me go back. This is recent. Now this is where they blew my mind, right? They didn't even have to do this because I was already sold from the live trades, because I've been in the space 5 years strong, going to my sixth year, and I haven't seen a single company that shows you real live trade feed from exchanges. Everybody has their thing and they show you trades, but you don't know if it's from Binance, KuCoin, none of that. This is the first time I'm seeing that. 69.52% of the entire portfolio of the annual is in Binance. So technically, the most important thing we want to see is just Binance, right? Even if they lost everything and the other exchanges, the fact that 70% is on Binance, the company is still whole. And that is why they show us every single day, folks. I'm going to show you. And I'll explain while I'm showing you. These videos are not just one-time videos. You can go back as far as when they started giving us these videos. Every single day, they record a video. Now, what are these videos? The weekly fund. They open up the account with the weekly fund. They open up the account with the monthly fund. They open up the account with the quarterly fund, and they open the account with the annual fund. Now, they give you a video to watch. In this video, they will go in, tell you the time, show you the transactions that have gone through from the bottom to the top, and they want you to mark it down. Okay? I'm just skipping it just so you can see all the different things they're showing. But let me just start it real quick so you guys can see where they started from. They start from here in the Binance account. They start to move their little mouse. You can see it, right? Goes there, looking for transactions. It loads up. What was that? Futures. All right. Yeah. So it loads up. It's trying to enlarge it a little bit. As you can see, profit, loss. You can see buy, sell, order numbers, all of that. They are letting you see the order numbers and everything. Why? Because they have nothing to hide as far as them trading on these exchanges. So now what you do is after you've seen it, you come and you click verify. They remind you again the timestamp, okay? Okay. You see, they want you, it said if your time zone different, just make sure you change it. They want you to see that everything is the same. When I click on verify now, it will take you to transaction records showing from the first trade at the bottom that they showed all the way to the top so you can verify if every trade, everything matches, including the order numbers. Now, when they came up with that, I knew we had something that no one in the industry had. And that's why we got excited. We've been doing these Zooms again. And guys, everything is right here. You go to database on the app, you can learn more about the company, right? You can track their SEC Form D, they give you the link. You can track the MSB, they give you the link, right? Company registration, they give you the link. They are located in downtown Manhattan. They actually have invited multiple leaders. They do it in batches. Once you hit VIP 7 and above, you get invited to the office in New York, right? So you see in April, there was a batch that went. You can watch this video. It's all in the app. You can see them make their announcement. Those of you that know New York, you can definitely tell that's definitely New York behind them. That's another group that got invited. That's Wall Street, right? So it's a lot going on. They show you all the airports and railway ads that they've paid for in the different countries, the videos of it. So guys, these guys have really, really spent I believe they spend maybe close to 60, 80 million easily to build everything in order for us to be a part of it. So just think about any company who is for profit. If you were a company, you invested $50 million, what is your exit? It cannot be 100 million. Like, these companies come in and volume gets in and you're gone. No, it doesn't even add up. We're talking billions, folks, right? This is just how I'm thinking, right? So yeah, without all that said, folks, this is the entire thing. Now I want to draw your attention to something real quick. This is very, very important. I just give it a second to load. Let me refresh my screen. I have a VPN on. Okay, so speaking of that, if you're in the US, if you're in Canada, if you are in, let me close the app and open it. Give me 1 second. If you're in the US, if you're in Canada, if you're in the UK, if you are in Netherlands, Spain, Brazil, you would need a VPN to use the staking services. Right now, I have people ask me, oh, Kojo, it's US. Why do US people have to use a VPN when the company is registered with their tech office in New York? And I say, look, it's very simple, and we can go on Google, right? We can go on Google, and Google will tell you exactly why. That's the reason, right? So it's the USA strict. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay. Yeah, so if you go in, you can read a lot about this, and they tell you why, staking is not really allowed because these guys, right, they just don't want staking. They will allow staking, right, only if it's an on-chain protocol, meaning that full 100% DeFi. The minute there is a centralized entity in between, as you can see, they distinguish between decentralized protocols, right? And, investment schemes or centralized projects. They even tell you right here, right? So the reason why they do this is because they want the centralized entities to come get a ton of regulation before they allow them to offer staking. And that's what's happened in you look at the centralized exchanges, right? Over 100 exchanges all got kicked out of the US. Some got sued, some got fined, including Coinbase and Kraken for offering staking. But as of February and January of 2025, after, whatever, you know, compliance that was met, Coinbase and Kraken have been allowed to offer staking in the US again, right? So it's a gray area, right? So eventually with time, we know things might change. So for now, if you do decide to be a part, you would require a VPN to do this, right? So, what was the other thing? Yes, actually, I need to share this one last thing. So, we all have heard about the ISO 2022 crypto list, okay? And I want to go on this crypto list for a very important reason. If you're here and most of us are, in crypto doing something that's already earning. Either you are either you are earning USDT every day or Bitcoin every day. But ask yourself, right? The entire world knows that this thing is a big conversation. The financial institutions of the world are all switching and running their networks on these very important cryptocurrencies. So my question today is, what do you have in your hand that produces XRP on a daily basis for you? What do you have in your hand that produces Cardano on a daily basis for you? Right? In fact, there is one more crypto that's on this list, right? Chainlink. What do you have in your hand that produces Chainlink on a daily basis for you? Right? And not only that, so I'm going to go in the app and I'll show you something, right? This is what you can do in Aifeex. And then right after that, we will end the presentation and take some questions, folks. Right? So when it comes to the investment, you can invest multiple cryptocurrencies. But what I like about this company is that they will pay you back in the currency you invest. So gone are the days where your Bitcoin goes in a platform and all you get is USDT. If you invest Bitcoin, your 0.9% a day every day is in Bitcoin. If you invest Ethereum, your 0.9% a day, 27% a month every day is in Ethereum. If you invest Cardano, ADA, right? ADA, same thing. Every day you get paid in Cardano. Dogecoin, every day you get paid in Doge. How many of us are holding Doge and it's 30, 40, 60, 80% down from when you bought it? This is a chance to get it back up. You're going to get the coins back. And then when the value gets back, now you have a ton more, right? XRP. I'm currently earning every day I earn XRP, every day I earn Doge, every day I earn BNB, Ethereum, BTC, Cardano, every single day. I'm yet to put in Chainlink and Shiba. Folks, this is what we have in our hand, right? So once again, I would encourage you to definitely get with the person that invited you. They will send you the link, right? If you want a free VPN to use, I'm about to type one in the chat. If depending on where you are located, you can use this one, BrowSec. It's free. You can use the Singapore location. You can also use whatever VPN you have. Put it on South America, put it on Asia, Caribbean, Africa, Middle East, Asia, just not, North America side, Canada. You can do Mexico, right? You just can't do Canada and US, right? So with that being said, folks, this is the end of the presentation. There is one more I missed. Folks, there is one more thing I missed. If you're an investor here today, before you leave, you can earn you can earn 50% in your first month. I will show you how. There is an exciting incentive. It's called the Lucky Spin Draw, and it came up with some other incentives where this is for investors, right? If you invest $3,000 or more, right? This is where it takes effect, right? And they have the time. I think it ends somewhere on the 22nd of July or the 20th of July. So folks, get it while you can, right? Now, what you're saying is that they have something called greeting cards. You're like gift cards, right? And I'll show you how it works. If you invest anything from $3,000 and above, this company is going to give you 23% of the money you invest. 23% of the money you invest will be given back to you. instantly. Not today, not tomorrow, the same day, on the spot. 23%. Then by the end of your first month, you would have also earned 27% from the ROI. That gives you 50% of your funds that you put in back in your hand. Now imagine you are able to find an opportunity where every investor you brought in within their first month, half of their risk was eliminated. That is peace of mind because you know the many months to follow they will begin to be in profit. And that is all we want. That's why we join these opportunities. We're just trying to help people make some money while we all make money together. But if it takes too long for people to get their seed capital, we never know what goes on in the future, right? So it's good when you have a chance to let everyone get their seed as fast as possible and ride on house money. This promotion will end somewhere by the 20th to the 22nd. Please take advantage of this, right? So they'll give you $690, right? If you look at the I'll show you which one, 1.3, where you see the little zoom arrow, right? Yeah, 1.3, right? For funds of 3,000 to 9,099, you'll get $690 worth of your AFX token. This thing is up 40% in a month. In the next month, you will earn your ROI. How do you not know it will be up another 50%? So that $700 could be 1,000, two, or 1,500 if it doubled in the 1 month. And you would make your 27% ROI. So you might walk away with 60%, 70% of your capital if you probably hold it to sell it at the end of the month or the end of the following month when it doubles, triples. Think about it, guys. So these are the airdrops they're doing as part of their way to have enough of their tokens in circulation before they list. They don't want us to pre-sale it, buy it, none of that. ICO, no. They want to airdrop it based on incentives. If you invest $10,000, they give you 24%, $2,400 worth of the token. Instantly, you collect it, you need a greeting card. So if you're here, if you know, if you're a leader and you have your team and you're going to be making these deposits, they can spin the wheel for the card. But if they don't get the card, just tell them to contact you with your username. All they have to do is put their usernames in the chat and we will send them. I have a ton of these. I can send you 10, I can send you 20, I can send you as many because we have been spinning this thing every day and we just collect it from those that are not, investing and we have a lot. So I can always send you as many as you need. All you do is just hit me up or send me your username, right? So folks, that's it. That's literally it. If you put in 30,000, you get 7,500 instantly. That's 25% of the money you invested already in your hand and you can sell it for USDT in the app. It's not a when situation is you can do this now if you choose to, right? So folks, this is the entire breakdown. And for leaders, whilst your team is earning the AFX token, right, because they just deposited, you're not left behind. What they do is that because you have people now joining, and this is for all new signups, right? Anybody that joins, I believe from like 2 weeks ago, we have all been getting AFX. They will give you a bonus airdrop based on your team's ROI, not your team, sorry, your directs, their ROI. You get 15% of it in AFX coins. So every day I get like 40 or 50 in one of my accounts. The other I'm also getting, a little bit of it every day, right? The couple in Texas, I know they're getting a couple $100. Last time he told me he's getting a couple $100 worth of AFX every day, folks. So you guys don't miss out. There's so many people, there's people even making more than me, which makes me happy because in the definition of a pyramid scheme, it's only the guy at the top who makes the most. You can literally come in today and you can outperform myself, whoever, right, has been in for a month or 2 months or 6 months. It doesn't matter, right? And we can see that this company definitely has a long-term vision. So get excited. Once again, get with the person that invited you. They'll give you a link. You set it up. If you're using an iPhone, you'd have to allow the app to download from the cloud. It's not in the app store, right? If you're using an Android, it would just download the APK file. You can open it. So that's all it is, folks. I don't know if I have anything I missed, but at this point, I could take questions, I could take contributions. If you know you already earning, you want to say something, the floor is yours, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'll pass it on to Mr. Eric B. I saw your mic was off, and then
Yeah,
Tony, you're
definitely.
next, and then whoever has a question, any of our co-hosts, right? Our superstar YouTuber Anthony, if you have anything to say, the floor is yours as well, guys. Thank you.
So anyway, again, Koji, I want to thank you for taking time out. I also want to thank you for introducing this to me and vetting the company because you know I have a lot of respect for you. I've been in the space for a while, and we all know there's a lot of garbage out there. So when I first got into Aifeex, I just sat on it for a couple of months. It's been about 7 months, and I'm one of those guys that have been withdrawing from this platform from day one. Now, some people will come in and they'll accumulate tokens, and that's fine. That's what you want to do. So now I'm starting to do a little withdrawal and I'm starting to accumulate. But it's been everything you have said. I'm loving what I'm seeing. The transparency is off the charts. And the biggest thing, folks, if you look at what you could stake in this company, there are about 10 different cryptocurrencies, and you can start accumulating that every day. And we're not talking about, I'm gonna say it right out the gate, shit coins. These are coins that people are trying to accumulate. Shiba, BTC, Ethereum. It is happening. So I'm excited, and I'm now starting to share it. It's been what? It's been about 30 days now, Kojo, and I'm starting to share it, and it's really starting to take off. If you guys are looking for something that is real, that can take care of your debt or whatever it is, you're in the right place. So and I sincerely say that from the bottom of my heart, man. And I thank you. And we're gonna do some amazing things. And I see you got some really big leaders on this call. And I hope you guys have taken notes, paid attention. But this is the real deal, man. Very exciting, man. So I'm gonna pass it back to you, man. Again, thanks for sharing it with me, man. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
you,
Mr.
brother.
Eric. You already know, you bring a wealth of experience and knowledge to the team, so definitely glad to have you on here. Mr. Tony, I will be coming to Florida maybe this weekend to Fort Lauderdale for a 2-day summit for a training program, but the floor is yours, bro.
We'll definitely connect. Well, for me, it's one of the things I wanted to throw out, Mr. Eric, for sure. Everything you said, I'm gonna double that. But also TRX, BNB, for all the different things you're using for gas fees, this is a great place to
No doubt.
accumulate those coins so you can have free gas for the different chains that you're using. So consider that as well. Obviously, we all want Bitcoin, so the more you can load up on that, there you go. A couple of folks on. I got a former professional athlete, Mr. Blair, on. I have an entertainment director, Mr. Lightfoot, on. You guys got any questions, any comments, feel free to raise your hand.
Hey, thank you for the invite, Mr. Tony. I got in pretty late, but sounds like a lot of information. And I appreciate the invite.
Yes, sir.
See it again, brother. See it again, man. If it didn't
Sure.
make
Yes,
sense.
sir. Definitely, definitely. But just to round it up real briefly, for those that missed it, it's not so much information as to the value of the information that we want, right? And I believe the main part is number one, we have a company that has transparency in the ownership, right? We have a company that has created real AI digital products that you can use for free. If you download this app today, you don't have to pay anything. You can use their AI, their ChatGPT style AI, and do anything you want to do. Or you can decide to invest. You can earn anywhere from 0.45% a day to 0.9% a day. Now, they just introduced a new fund that does 3% a day, so 45% of that investors get paid. And then there is an incentive, right? The minute you decide to share, you can earn anywhere from 20% on your entire team's volume to infinity, 20% of the daily ROI, all the way to 100% check match. And this is how we have people making thousands a day. In fact, the entire team, I believe a good number of people are making over $100 a day already, and it has everyone calm. There's, the group is sometimes just quiet with just people just showing results of withdrawals here and there. Just everybody's just chilling, right? So that's what we have here, but there are incentives that have been put in here. And I say the number one incentive is for investors. If you can afford $3,000 or more, this company is willing to give you a bonus credit of 23 to 25% of the money you put in instantly. Instantly, they give it to you as a credit in their token. You can sell it, you can keep it for the long term. It's already up 40% in a month, right? So that is a huge incentive for investors and also those that share. Know that whoever you have invited, once they invest, whatever they earn, not only do you get the compensation plan rewards, you will get 15% a day of the daily 15% of the daily earnings your team makes in their token. That's an extra bonus. That's outside of what you earn. If your team invests XRP, you have to invest